Welcome to part one of how to resolve your back pain. Today, part one, it's all about how do we stand correctly, how do we walk correctly. Let's dive in. All right, first things first, we gotta stand correctly, guys. Number one, let's get barefoot. Come on, we gotta be barefoot. It's gonna allow us to stand correctly and not have a overextended spine. So what I want you to do, take your shoes off, follow along, here we go. I want you to take a look at your feet. I want you to see how they are. Take a march in place if you need. You should notice that your feet are probably arches collapsed, foot spun out. So what I want you to do is start to turn the big toes slightly towards one another. And if you have a line on the ground, take the outside blade of the foot and line it up directly with that line. Now this is gonna feel like your knees are crazy pointed in, that your feet are crazy pointed in. But if you look at your kneecaps, they're likely pointed straight forward. What this is gonna do is prevent our back from overextending with our pelvis tilted forward. So what do I mean by that? If I turn my feet out and my weight shifts in, I overextend and I arch my back. So let's do this together. Purposely stand with your feet spun apart. Let your hips drive forward and your arches collapse, and you're gonna feel a little bit more pressure in your lower back. Now what I want you to do, just start to turn the feet in, toes pointed towards one another slightly, and then just try and find an even 50-50 in your feet, and you should immediately feel some pressure being relieved from the back, even more so if you begin to tuck the pelvis very gently. So again, step number one is gonna be aware of our posture while we're standing. We can't fix our back pain if we are standing incorrectly all the time. Now let's talk about how we should be walking. So guys, real quick, don't forget to subscribe. I'm gonna continue to post how-tos and whys for the pain that you get. I think I have a unique way of helping people solve their pain because it involves things inside the gym and changes to our day-to-day life, such as how we stand and how we walk. So if you guys wanna learn more, don't forget to subscribe, comment where you're having pain below, and we'll go about fixing that. And what I'm gonna do now is at the end of the video, I'm going to link an exercise that you can do to learn how to engage and improve your body awareness for the glutes and hamstrings, and to engage the strength of your foot, specifically being able to extend your big toe, which is super important for walking correctly. And you'll be able to do both those exercises besides just focusing on how you stand and how you walk, and they will be a beautiful complement to what you're doing outside of the gym. All right, now on to our second part, walking correct. So I mentioned before that we shouldn't have the feet spun out, and ideally we're barefoot or in a barefoot shoe. We've turned our feet in, so now let's talk about walking. When we walk, if my feet are spun out, I will overextend, roll to the inside of my foot, and arch my back as I do that. What I want you to do, stand with your right foot spun out, put the weight to the inside of the arch, and gently push your hips forward. This is an over-exaggeration, but this is what you're doing every time you walk. Why your back might explode when you are walking. And we can easily prevent this simply by turning the toes in and then walking over our toes. And when I say walking over our toes, I don't mean doing a calf raise. You see some people walking around. We just simply walk over, let the big toe extend, the heel is slightly spun out, and that will make it so that our glute and hamstring push us forward. This is one of the main things that I talk to people about when they have injuries. Fix your feet how you stand, then be aware and fix your feet how you walk, and you'll immediately begin to resolve a ton of back stiffness and pain before we dive into even more specifically what is causing your problem.